much, Tracy. Coming up to 18 minutes now before 6 o'clock. Hundreds of people went to Darrin White's website yesterday to check out a poster he'd designed. Darrin is the executive director of the PEI Council of the Arts and is soon to leave that position to focus on his own artwork. And what he created was a new take on that iconic, brightly colored image of Barack Obama with the word hope beneath it. Darrin's version features a colorful image of Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, and the word beneath that image is nope. Good afternoon, Darrin.
Good afternoon, Matt.
So how did you come up with this idea to do your own version of this poster?
Oh, it goes back a little bit. It started with some bad feelings over our election, and then me getting swept up in the American election, I think like many other Canadians, and then following that election feeling rather disappointed about the way our election process and even perhaps our political process had gone.
What disappointed you about it?
Well, I guess by comparison, in the States I saw people who were able to get behind really sound and clear visions. They were differing visions, but they were visions for what these two politicians, Obama and McCain, had for the States. And I just didn't get that impression here at all. Personally, and I blogged about this a little bit, I felt more like I was voting against a political party instead of voting for a political party that really encapsulated what I wanted Canada to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the poster, because people know that poster of Barack Obama. It's in various different textures, but it's kind of red and blue. And maybe you can talk a bit about the original and then how you manipulated it for this new version.
Sure. The original is by an artist, Shepard Fairey. He's in Los Angeles. He's an urban, street-based artist. A lot of his work is based on almost that guerrilla-style art, putting up posters and stickers in unexpected places. And he did this the Obama poster, the Hope poster. I guess just in support of what he believed in. I understand that even he was surprised that when he put the poster up for sale at $45 each, and they sold out almost instantaneously. And then, of course, there were multiple versions after that. There were even other international versions. There was a version up promoting Sarkozy in France during the French election. And so I took that poster and a photo I found of our Prime Minister, and I used the same imagery and the same style to create the Nope poster.
And how difficult was it to do that?
It was actually a lot of work. I hadn't worked in that style before. I'm more of a sculptor, not a graphic artist, so I was well out of my comfort zone in Illustrator and Photoshop. There were a couple of false starts, but ultimately it started to come together in a way that I was happy. It was a little tricky to work out the text, but I finally settled on the Nope with the H in the slanted middle.
You know, obviously you put a lot of work into this. What kind of message were you hoping to send out by posting this up and, allowing people to download it from the web?
I first made it, and I was going to put it in a show here in Charlottetown, and it was a show that I myself was hanging, and quite frankly, I just forgot. And then the show was hung, and it was too late, so I thought, well, that was a lot of work for effectively nothing. And then when I was sitting at home watching the inauguration speech, all those same feelings welled up inside me again, and I thought, I'm going to throw it up on my website, and I'm going to see if there's any interest in it and see if people understand what I was trying to say by it, and that's what happened.
It's only been up there for a day, but what kind of reaction have you got?
According to the website stats, about 923 people in 24 hours went to my website. It's hard, you can't track the Facebook stats, of course. About 51 people downloaded the whole poster file, and 40 people downloaded the little picture there. It was mostly Canadian, and in Canada, the province that viewed it the most was Nova Scotia, then Ontario, then PEI, then New Brunswick, and IP addresses that couldn't be determined, followed by BC, Yukon, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. Apparently, I have no friends in Manitoba.
So what are you hearing from people who have downloaded this or checked it out on Facebook?
Oh, the feedback's kind of interesting. A lot of bravos and kudos and that sort of thing. A friend of mine asked if it was available on a T-shirt. It's not yet, I suppose. I don't know. I think the reaction surprised me a little bit. I didn't think that people would hop on the Nope bandwagon quite so quickly.
Now, a lot of people, Darrin, know you from your work with the Council of the Arts, and I know this is not a Council of the Arts
No,
project.
absolutely
This is
not.
something you did in your own personal time. But arts is something that's close to your heart. Is that something that you continue to see as an issue with the current government, the way arts is funded across the country?
Sure. I think, in fact, in my role with the Council of the Arts as executive director, I'm somewhat limited in the degree to which I can be political or carry a too strong a voice for obvious reasons. As you know, I'll be leaving the position this summer, and I expect in my fairly near future there will be a lot more very strong advocacy. The arts and culture and its role in Canadian society is something I am a very firm believer in, and I think I'll be working more in this direction.
And you're going back to work as an artist, so you're going to be on kind of the other side of all of this.
Exactly,
too.
and so there is a little bit of a personal stake in this when I see cuts coming to programs that I think I might take advantage of, especially those programs that I don't think a lot of people understand are more industry based, where the arts are looked at as a commodity that can be shared with our overseas trading partners. Those are the sorts of programs that have been cut, and it will affect me. And I want to see a government that understands the role and the importance of arts and culture and supports that.
We touched on this, but a figure like Obama does not come around every election. But what would you like to see in the future that would get you excited again, get you passionate, and give you that sense of hope, not nope?
Well, I think the first thing is you don't raise yourself up by belittling anybody. I think there were some shots taken at arts and culture in this last election that were undeserved, and I want to see that stop. I understand that there are pressing issues for Canada. I understand that the economy is in a sorry state, and this may be with us for a while. And I understand even in a provincial sense that this is also true in healthcare and education. These are the things that are at the top of people's priorities. That said, my vision of Canada has all of these things combined and working together. And I haven't really seen that in a long time from anybody, where somebody has said, this is the direction I see this country going in, and I see education and the arts and healthcare and communities and everyone working together towards this common goal.
So you've had hundreds of people check this out already. Do you hope this becomes more of kind of a viral sensation?
Well, I hope so. I think what we see time and time again is we see an election or a cut or a something happen, and there is this flash of reaction. Unfortunately, I think politicians know very well how to get past a flash of reaction. In order for change to come, for change to occur, reaction has to be ongoing, and it has to be sensible, and it has to just keep coming from the heart. And I hope this poster comes from my heart. It reflects my feelings. I hope that other people sort of take that on too and say, look, this is an important issue for this community. Let's keep pushing it.
So where can people see this on the web? It's we're talking radio here, and we're talking about a poster, so I can hold it up all I want.
If you go to my website, which is just darrinwhite.ca, that's DARRINWHITE.ca, there's a link right at the bottom there to the poster.
All right, Darrin, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Matt.
There it is, the Main Street Jazz Ensemble, and that, of course, is the theme song for our battle.